No matter the location, from O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
It's mailbag time here on the Raiders Report, and today's show presented by Manscape. I want you guys to start spamming balls down in the comments section. Why? Because your balls are going to thank you if you go get your hands on some Manscaped products. 20% off and free shipping if you go to manscaped.com/Raiders. Use promo code Raiders for 20% off. All right, guys, first question coming up here on today's mailbag. Carlos47. Maybe an unpopular opinion, but I believe we have enough young pieces around us to where we can start using our draft picks for trades like the Rams. It's kind of an interesting thing that you bring this up. Now, the Rams have done a beautiful job of being able to show teams that, hey, draft picks sometimes are a little bit overrated. Why not go out and get players that are proven? The Rams have had one first-round pick since 2016, and that was Jared Goff, who they decided to move on from. Kind of an amazing stat, but the Rams have been one of the most successful football teams since 2017, 0 first-round picks. The Raiders have had the most with 7, and, well, you kind of see how that's gone. Let's go to Philippe, 199 Super Chat. Much love to you. Let's go to JT Douglas. What scheduling genius has Monday Night Team play on Thursday night? I just don't get it. Also, Meek Robertson is a lot tougher than people think. What scheduling genius has Monday Night Team play on Thursday night? The Raiders don't play this Thursday, so I'm not really sure what you're talking about. I mean, do the Chargers play this Thursday? There's no, I would just find that really hard to believe. But JT, yeah, maybe. Let's go to Andrew Gonzalez here. Next one coming up. Just a $1 super chat. All right, appreciate it. Joseph, time to add DeCastro at right guard, and he should elevate Leatherwood's play. What's your opinion? DeCastro would elevate his play. However, I don't think David DeCastro is healthy. If he is, maybe I'm wrong, but if he was healthy, I believe he would already be on a team. JT, the first 5 weeks in the league, Leatherwood faces Justin Houston, TJ Watt, Joey Bosa, and Khalil Mack. Laugh out loud. Now that is throwing him into the fire. You're right, but here's the thing. When you're drafted in the first round, you need to be able to handle the fire. You can't just get absolutely burned, which has definitely been the case so far. Let's go to Carlos Vasquez. What up, what up? Play calling was trash, O-line is pathetic, and Carr needs to leave the pocket. Either Roundtree, Ekeler are made of bricks or our D-line can't tackle. Our defensive line definitely struggled. There's no doubt about that. I am going to give some credit, though, to the Chargers' offensive line because I thought they opened up really good holes, and I thought the play calling was pretty good for the Chargers from top to bottom. They passed the ball, which then set up a lot of the run plays, but play calling was bad from top to bottom, and yeah, I agree with a lot of the other things you said. What up, Anthony? Raiders are down Gruden, right? Raiders are down Gruden. Let Carr take command. Why not do that with a lead? 3-1 record, not bad, with a poop offensive line. Anthony, I appreciate your super chat. Not really sure what you're going with here. Carr take command. I want Carr to take command of the offense too. And there was a few times where he tried to switch up the plays, but Carr needs to be better. The offensive line definitely needs to be better, but Gruden needs to trust Carr more. But yeah, 3-1 with a poop offensive line, I agree. Ryan Jones, Mitch, Andre James is terrible. Is it time to bench him? Yes, it's time to bench Andre James. And it sucks saying that because I got a lot of hate when I said that the contract extension to James was a bad one because obviously any time that I say anything bad about a Raiders player, I'm a Raider hater. But I try to keep it 100 here. I didn't like the extension when it happened. I thought it was way too early. That's definitely proving to be true. The only reason why James, I personally think, hasn't been benched yet is because of that contract extension. Give Nick Martin a shot. See what he's got, and if Nick Martin's worse, then you put Andre James back out there. But you can't keep doing what you're doing because it's not working. He's been by far the worst player on that offensive line. I mean, it's the truth. All right, so what do you guys think here? Is it time to bench Andre James? Type B for bench, or I want you to go ahead and type S for you just got to keep starting him. I would like to be able to say you keep starting him, but at this point, man, I've kind of just sick and tired of the interior offensive line getting blown up, and it starts with Andre James. Let's go to Tony Collins. Isn't a little late for Band-Aids? Isn't it a little late for Band-Aids? We need to play to the strengths of our roster and start the game on time. Not really going to get here with the game on time thing. I know Gruden was upset about the Lightning, but I don't really know if that has too much. But a little late for Band-Aids. I guess you're talking about being able to patch the offensive line together with free agents. And do we need to play to our strengths? Yes. Our strengths is our passing game with Derek Carr. Throw it. If you got to throw it, I don't know, 80% of the time, do it. If you got to run through the air, do it, because the running game ain't working. Let's go to 2112 Fade to Black. Gruden says there are concerns that the Raiders may have suffered long-term injuries in the loss to the Chargers. Said he did not want to break any bad news today as players still undergoing MRIs and tests. So the 4 MRIs today, which give me 1 second and I'll be able to pull it up. But I believe the 4 MRIs were Derek Carr. I wrote it down on Twitter, and I want to be able to get this right because I don't want you guys to hate me. And, of course, I can't find it. Derek Carr, Damon Arnett, Trayvon Mullen. Those were the 3 out of the 4, and oh, my God, I'm so mad at myself for not being able to find my own tweet. Damon Arnett, Peyton Barber, Derek Carr, Trayvon Mullen. Those were the 4 players going to MRI. The one that scares me the most is probably Mullen. Now, if you guys haven't already, please go ahead and get set up with Manscape. I want your Halloweeny looking great because if it's not, it's going to be an absolute spook fest. A lot of people, they like to get treats for Halloween. You know what's a pretty good treat? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Manscaped.com/Raiders, 20% off and free shipping on the best grooming products out there. Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes I like the idea of being able to stick my hand in a nice bowl of candy. By the way, I have no idea where I'm going with this. Pull it out and you get something sweet. I would like my girl to be able to put her hand down there and pull out something sweet as well. So if that's what you want, get the Lawnmower 4.0, nice and smooth. It feels great. Manscaped.com/Raiders, 20% off, free shipping. I like the fact that I can come up with these off the top of my head. So, sometimes doesn't work though. All right, let's go to the next thing coming up here. Isaac Protector. What are the weakest position on the team? Offensive line and cornerback. We fixed those 2 and we're Super Bowl contender. Still might be jumping the gun a little bit being a Super Bowl contender. Like, this team definitely can win a Super Bowl, but sure, you got to upgrade the entire line. I mean, your 2 biggest weaknesses are center, offensive guard, right tackle is a major weakness. If Mullen's out for a significant time, that also will be a major thing that this team needs to fix, but I have confidence in the defense. The only area that I'm scared of is literally the offensive line. That's your biggest need. Let's go to Christopher McGuire, Mark's brother. With the momentum after the first 2 touchdowns, I would like to see Gruden have faith in Carr and go for it on 4th down instead of having Carlson kick a field goal when we're down 7 points. I'm actually very glad that you brought this up. So the Raiders, they're down 21-14. The issue was Carr took a sack there, so it was like 3rd and 3. Carr takes a sack, goes back, probably would have been like 4th and 8, 4th and 9. And Gruden tried to kick a 52-yard field goal, which I agree with you. That would have made it 21-17. Then you still would have needed another touchdown to be able to score. When that happened, I said, please let Carr throw it here 4th and 9. If you don't get it, you don't get it. But I'm with you. I didn't really understand the field goal call there. Now, if you guys want more news, rumors, or if you didn't see me doing my watch party, please go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to be doing a watch party up against the Bears this week on Sunday. We get started about 15 minutes before kickoff, so subscribe, turn on those notifications. The whole we'll say goal of today's show is to get you guys to turn on your noties because I don't want you to miss any information. I want you guys to stay up to date, and believe it or not, when you turn on your notifications, it helps me out a lot. It really, truly does because people that go down in the comments and let me know what you're thinking, that's what this show's all about here, and that's how this show grows. So, settings app, tap YouTube, tap notifications, turn on allow notifications. I want you to do it on your cell phone right now. Some of my loyal commenters that are always in my video, Raider, Dangerfield, Robert, Alex, Sub-Zero, and JP711. I appreciate you. You guys are always coming up clutch like 7-Eleven. Let's go to Miguel. People use the excuse of with Leatherwood that he looked bad because he faces good players. Well, that's BS because he has Khalil Mack and Von Miller coming up. It's never easy. Yes, he's played very good players, and I get that it's not the easiest thing to be able to do. However, even when he's faced not very good players, he's been getting beat. But players is only part of it. The other major issue is he's had 6 penalties up against him, and 6 penalties that have come in very bad situations. That's the other aspect of where he's struggling. It's not just his physical ability, it's the mental side of it. He doesn't have that either. But the other issue is when you're drafted in the first round, I've said it 100 times, you need to be able to play, and you can't be terrible. You can't be the worst tackle in the league when you're drafted in the first round. Let's go to Ayo Joshi. Watching Arnett play pisses me off. I'm starting to hate the dude. Don't even get me started with Leatherwood. Hopefully Mullen is okay. See, I'm not going to sit here and say I hate somebody who I've never met because I don't really like when people go on social media and are like, oh, I hate that Mitchell Renz guy. I'm like, you've never met me before. So I'm not going to sit here and say I hate those guys. I don't like their attitude. I don't like Arnett's attitude, and I don't like the way Leatherwood's been playing so far. And yes, I agree. Hope Mullen's okay. Let's go to Christopher again. I can't wait till Jalen Richard comes back. I don't like seeing Jacobs as a receiving option out of the backfield. Richard's one of the best pass-catching backs in the league, but how on earth are we not putting Kenyon Drake in pass-catching situations? Jacobs is a very good running back. He really is. But you're paying Drake. Why not put him out there in those situations? Let's go to Bobby Simpson. Hey, Mitch, seems like whenever we start the game with run, pass, it's going to be a long, long game. Yeah, I mean, it was literally like what? It was like 2nd and 8, 3rd and 7. Now Carr's got to throw with a long down. I mean, Gruden sometimes is a little bit too predictable. If he starts off another game with run, pass, I might pull out my hair. So what do you guys think here? Can the Raiders win a Super Bowl with Derek Carr? Why for yes and for no? If you would have asked me this question at the beginning of the year, I probably would have said no because I didn't have a lot of confidence in the defense and I didn't know what the offense was going to look like. With the team that the Raiders have right now, they absolutely can win a Super Bowl. But the issue is this. Until that offensive line gets fixed, they won't, because you saw it in last year's Super Bowl. The Chiefs got absolutely exposed. And right now the Raiders are starting to get a little bit exposed on the O-line. But yes, I'm going to type my wife for yes. Let's go to Madman, one of my most loyal watchers. Who can we sign to replace James at center? Center is a really difficult position to be able to replace. One of the reasons why I've been sitting here saying Nick Easton and Joe Dahl, because they've played guard and they have played center. But you already went out and you signed somebody this offseason that played guard and center for the Texans last year. That was Nick Martin. Why not put Nick Martin out on the offensive line and then just see what he can do? Because I would be shocked if it's worse than Andre James. I would be shocked. Let's go to B-Rabe. Would you rather take a loss early and address your game glaring issues or take a loss later in the year? Earlier. It's not even close. I mean, not that playing early doesn't matter, but I would rather play bad early and then play great late, and then you take that momentum and hopefully you go into the playoffs. The issue is this. The Raiders have played well early. They've struggled late. So let me struggle early, figure what we got going on, because you also got the trade deadline, November 2nd. So if you need to go out and make a trade, you can do it. Can't do it after the deadline. Ben, not big. Would you trade Cleveland Ferrell for a 4th-round pick? Yes, in a freaking heartbeat. I was really hoping to see more out of Ferrell, but again, he just kind of shows that this is a bad fit for him. I think he needs to be able to go somewhere else. If you got a 4th-round pick for Cleveland Ferrell, I would be shocked by it. You'd probably be lucky to get a 5th. I'd probably even settle for a 6th-round pick just because he's not playing. And even when he's been on the field this year, it hasn't been good. Hasn't been good. Let's go to Anthony Grossgruber, or Grousgruber, I don't know. Who did we pay as a result of moving off Gabe Jackson? Make it make sense. Gabe Jackson hasn't also played very well, guys. Like, I get it. We had a lot of big-name guys last year, like Rodney Hudson, right? And then even, like Gabe Jackson is a perfect example of this for the Seahawks. But Gabe's right now overall grade on PFF is a 59.7. He's been below average. Would he still be the best, probably, guard we have on our team? Yes, but the $9.6 million, who we go out and pay? A lot of defensive players. Our defense looks a lot better. They tried to patchwork together an offensive line, and it hasn't worked. Super chat coming in from Alex. What up, my man? The BS lightning delay with a roof threw them off. I'm not gonna put a blame on Lightning. If anything, it should have given them an extra 45 minutes to be able to prepare, because what happened was they were super unprepared. But I'm not gonna blame Lightning. Let's go to Shane. I think Robertson played great filling in for Mullen. I agree. Thoughts? I'm more worried about James than Leatherwood. Honest opinion on Nick Martin. I'm actually glad you brought up Robertson. He deserves a lot of credit in this game. Now, I know a lot of times I give credit to PFF. I actually don't really think PFF did a very good job of being able to grade out some of these players, especially Meek, because he's 5'9", going up against a 6'5" Mike Williams, and realistically took him out of the game. So I was very happy to see that. Thoughts on more worried about James and Leatherwood, I agree. And then honest opinion on Nick Martin, he's a below-average offensive line player when you look at the full scheme of the NFL. However, you got to put him out there because he's got to be better than James, right? He's got to be better than James at this point. So what I want you guys to do right now is let me know, and if you watch the show, this probably won't be that confusing. So the Raiders making the playoffs is blank Chucky heads. Well, I usually do my Chucky Head rumor explainer, and if I say it's 0 Chucky Heads, it means it's not going to happen. 1 Chucky Head means there's 25% chance of it happening. 2 Chucky Heads, 50-50. 3 Chucky Heads, 75% chance. 4 Chucky Heads means it's absolutely going to happen. I'm going to say 3 Chucky Heads of the Raiders making the playoffs because when a team goes 3-0, they got a 76% chance of making it, and I'm hoping that stays true. Let's go to Bobby Simpson. What up, my man? Hey, Mitch, do you think it's time to finally say Mike Mayock is on the hot seat? I've been saying Mike Mayock's on the hot seat for months now. Most of his draft decisions are very questionable, picking players early like Arnett, for example. I mean, Arnett's been a bad one. Leatherwood's been bad. A lot of the Raiders' early picks have not gone good, like not gone well whatsoever. So Mayock is absolutely on the hot seat, plus all of the moves that they've made in free agency as well. So, yes, and he knows it too. He's actually said it before on television, like, hey, if we don't win games, I'm going to be set next to you. I don't remember who he was talking to, but he knows. Let's go to John Burr. This team needs to stop spotting teams 14-plus points. If we can put together 2 complete halves in the same game, they'll be deadly. You're 100% right. I mean, the fact that we're 3-1 and we were trailing 14 to the Ravens, 14 to the Dolphins is mind-blowing to me. But they got to play better early on. Now, if I didn't get to your question, you guys can always hit me up on Instagram at Mitchell Renz 365. We're going to end this mailbag on this right now. So if I didn't get to your questions, I apologize. Always remember, though, my DMs are open, and I would appreciate it. Seriously, I do. I like talking Raiders, believe it or not. So hit me up on IG at Mitchell Renz 365.